What's up, guys? As you can see, for this episode, we're going for something a little special. As due to popular demand, we're bringing you the full extended version of our interview and live session with 80s R&B legend Joyce Sims. So now it's time for you lot to sit back and take in what happened during one afternoon when Joyce Sims come into my life.
Come into my life, I got so much love to show you. Come into my life, boy, I adore you. Come into my life, I got so much love to show you.
Joyce Sims, fantastic to have you here in the house at Vox Africa, and of course being in London town. What brings you to the UK?
Well, thank you for having me. I'm in London doing some PAs, performing at different clubs, and doing some recording as well.
Is it good being back on the live circuit here, specifically in the UK? I mean, what are your fans like here?
They're the best fans in the world, awesome. The love and support is just unbelievable. You know, I'm really humbled, actually, by the love and support they're showing me.
Does it differ when you travel around the world, the way your fans react?
It is. It's a little different. Here, you could just feel the love. You know, there's no doubt. You know, they love you. They really love your music. I mean, in the States as well, I know they really love my music. But here is like you don't have to have the top 10 on the charts. They still support you throughout the years, and I really appreciate that.
When you and I first met, I felt you were my all in all, in all. To me, I felt no sweat. Who be your all in all, in all.
I understand as well, you've been working specifically with some British producers on your new music. What's that been like?
It's really good. I'm really excited about the new music. I'm working with Livingston Brown on some new tracks, Jay Picasso, Matt Jam, Lamont, Brian Keys. If I forgot anybody, forgive me.
So where did those specific decisions come from? You know, why did you decide to come here to work with producers?
Well, actually, I recently signed with UK Management.
All right, okay.
And Miss Susie Zanuzzi, and she arranged everything for me. I wanted to put out new music, and she felt the same way. We spoke and had discussions that this was good timing, and so she put everything together for me and scheduled everything out, and so I flew over, and everything's been going really good.
Things change, we change, you change. Now love is gone, and I'm wishing you were here.
It's fantastic to hear that you are releasing new material, but of course the people out there will want to know a little bit about the classics and particularly your journey into music. You know, born in New York, how did that affect you growing up, and how did the young lady end up in music?
I've loved music all my life, and growing up in New York, actually I grew up in Rochester, New York, which is like closer to Canada, up in that area. And I wasn't really exposed to a lot of the New York City scene at that time, but I knew I wanted to do music, so that's what I did. I was doing my little demo tapes and everything, and in college I met some friends that lived in Brooklyn, New York, and so I went home with her. We would go back and forth, you know. She introduced me to an engineer that worked in the studio in New York City, and I had All in All come into my life, and it wasn't easy on a demo tape. It was a cassette tape at that time. And I let him hear it, and he liked it, and he gave me studio time, and that's how it all started.
Were you surprised by the international reaction as well? You know, because especially in the States, a lot of people can get consumed in just the States.
Yes.
But were you surprised that you were able to go global with it?
I was very surprised. Even now, you know, I get statements from different countries. I'm like, wow, they actually played the song here. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Looking over your shoulder, I mean, you've been lucky enough to release kind of 2 greatest hits albums. What's it like taking a look at your back catalogue?
I mean, it's wonderful. It's really a good thing. You know, and releasing the greatest hits, you know, that's a business thing. The labels want to keep the music out there, which is good. So that's really coming from the label point of view, to keep releasing the classics. Although
you've got the classics,
yes,
you want to move forward.
Yes.
Is it a new angle? You still got that disco vibe in there?
You know, the first thing I started is with a good song, and then I try and get a good producer to get the right production. Today, with the different formats of on radio, you know, I feel you start out with a good song, you can get this DJ or that DJ to give you a disco mix, a R&B mix, a techno mix. You know, they do all the remixes, but I think it really starts with a good song, and from there, you know, it can go anywhere.
You released your latest EP only last year, didn't you?
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that EP.
The EP was called Running Back to You, Back in Love, and I released it on my label. I have my own label, August Rose Records, and I really wanted to keep music out, you know, keep music out in the public, and to do it on my own label, you know, doing it independently as an independent artist. I did, it's like different mixes, 2 tracks, but it's different mixes on each single. You know, R&B mix, the club mix, house mix, and I really just wanted to keep music out there.
And starting up your own label, is it
Yes.
nice to have that kind of full ownership of your material that you're putting out there?
Definitely. And it feels great not having someone telling you, oh, that song is too poppy, or that song is too this, too that. You know, I can put out what I want to put out, actually. So if I fail, well, I'm the boss, so it's my mistake, you know. But I love the freedom, the independence of it. I mean, it's hard, it's not easy, you know. It's always better to have the majors, or you know, somebody with pockets with the money that can support and promote your music and everything. But the freedom is really good.
There are times that I'm with you that I never want to go. There are days that I've missed you, but I never let it show. All I want to do is please you. I never want to let you go. You just say that you need me, and our love will grow and grow.
Of course, you had some big highlights in your career, kind of late 80s,
Yes.
early 90s, and then you took some time out, and then around about mid-2000s, you hit the music scene again. Why did you make that decision?
Well, when I took the break, it was because of legal and the label that I was with. They went out of business. It was a big shakeup at that time, and I just really got disgusted with the music and with everything that was going on, and the lawyers and this and that, and I couldn't really concentrate on new music, so I just took a break and concentrated on family, and that's what I did. But I was writing, and the music was just in me, and I, you know, got my head back together and said, okay, I'm going to do this again.
Now, some of your fans out there would argue that maybe from some of the records you had, you should have been, not bigger, it's not even the right word, but you know, you should have been more recognised as an artist. Would you agree with that? Are there any regrets kind of in the path that you took?
I have no regrets, because I just have no regrets, because I didn't expect it anyway. I could see if I came into it saying, oh, I want to be a superstar and I want to be bigger than life, that I didn't take that approach. It never crossed my mind. So I have no regrets.
I suppose the question I should ask though, have you enjoyed the ride?
I definitely enjoyed the ride.
You are my all in all. For you I will stand tall. I love you mostly because for you are my all in all.
And what's next for you then? I mean, you're working here on new material at the moment, but what can we expect to come?
Some really good music, some really good soulful club mixes, R&B mixes, videos to support it, me in the country more often on tour. I have a lot of things in store, even branching out into different areas, you know, different products and merchandising and different things like that. You know, I get a lot of offers to remix the classics, and you know, I really appreciate that from the DJs and different producers and everything. But I'm a songwriter, I'm a singer. I have hundreds of songs that I want to have released. So that's where my head is, getting the new music out there.
Things change, we change.
And whilst we had Joyce in the house, we got her to put her mark on a couple of CD giveaways. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning one of 2 signed copies of Running Back to You, Back in Love, then all you need to do is answer this ridiculously simple question. What is the full title of Joyce Sims' iconic 1980s hit record? Is it A, Come Into My World? Is it B, Come Into My Life? Or is it C, Come Into My House? Send your answers and contact details into competitions@voxafrica.com, and the winners will be unveiled on Friday the 12th of July. Good luck!